driving across the country to photograph 1,000 total strangers while asking them for life advice, and one of the cameras that I'm bringing with me is this 50-year-old film camera. I'm going to show you how I developed the film for it. First things first, we got to get the film out of the film holders into the developing tank. I do that in a dark changing bag, put on some gloves because I don't want to get the chemicals on my bare hands. This right here is the developer itself. It's concentrated, so I actually dilute it down to 1:1, and then I get it to the right temperature, which is 68 degrees Fahrenheit. I do that by adding filtered fridge water as well as room temperature distilled water. Once I've got it at 68 degrees Fahrenheit, I pour it into the developing tank. And this film needs to be developed for about 9 minutes. I do something called agitating, which is this, flipping it upside down and back up nice and gently. I do it for the first minute, and then for the first 10 to 15 seconds at the top of every minute after that for the full 9 minutes. And after that, I pour it out. You're gonna notice that it's green. Also, here's my cat, CK. I pour it out and it's green, and that's actually getting rid of a protective layer on the film. And then what I do is add stop bath, and just like its name, it is like a literal stop bath. It stops the developing process from happening, neutralizes any of the leftover developer chemicals in there. I pour it back out, it's reusable. And then I add something called Fixer, and Fixer is one of the last steps. It gets rid of any of the unused silver on the film, and it also makes the film translucent so that you can scan it, or in the darkroom you could print it. That is also reusable, so I can pour that back out, use it later. And the last step is to do a wash. So I do something called the 5-10-20 method, which is you fill it up, agitate 5 times, dump it out, fill it up, do that 10 times, then I do it 20 times. And the very, very last step is to use something called Photoflow, which you see here, which is super concentrated. I add a few drops into 500 milliliters of water, and that is like a final bath that makes it so that it dries faster and cleaner. I take it over to the bathroom where I can remove my 4 sheets of film, and I squeegee them with my fingers. You're gonna see me do that here, which gets rid of any of the excess water and liquid on it. Again, it'll dry faster and neater, and then I hang it up to dry. And I do that for all 4 sheets, and then after that, I scan it using a digital camera, which I know sounds opposite of shooting film than scanning with digital camera, but trust me, it's one of the best ways to get the most quality out of your film. I also put clips on them to make it so they dry nice and neat and flat. Makes it easier to scan. And the end result is something like 60 megapixel photos, which is just insane. There's a lot of detail. They're really beautiful, have a lot of character, and I just love it. If you made it to the end, thanks so much for watching. Follow along to see my 48-state road trip across America to photograph strangers.